All right, let's get this game going here. So this is a Zax v Zax matchup. Ah, awesome, both competitors are muted. And so Vortex is a pretty good unit to assist. That's the word I'm looking for. A pretty good ship assist to bring with the Zax v Zax matchup, because you're both gonna be dropping mines. Displacement beam as well. You're both gonna be dropping mines. You're going to want to move and manipulate the board a lot, and you can do that a lot at each other. And if Eskel holds these ship assists close to the chest, doesn't reveal their hand, they can use that to really turn the tides at any point in time in a Zax v Zax. Because also, if you don't reveal what you have, the other person will be like, oh my gosh, they have orbital strike. Oh my gosh, they have the corrosive. And there's a lot of big fear that can be played with the pressure of not revealing which assists you got. So it looks like Eskel's going to try and go for the Vortex here just to keep close to the distance. I haven't quite seen what his bridge is yet. So here's the other thing you have to be careful of when you start measuring your ship assists. It's very weird because when you start measuring your ship assists, remember, you can see the other opponent's mouse. So you as the opponent, if you ever see that little white arrow coming down, that kind of pale off white arrow coming down, you can see, oh, they're planning a ship assist, and based on how they're trying to position it, you can be like, oh, that's a Vortex beam. So if I was Richard here, I see that coming down. I'm sorry, if I was Richard here, I see that thing kind of moving down. I'm like, oh, they definitely have a Vortex. I know for a fact they have a Vortex. Because of how they were trying to position that. Why else? Like, it's turn 2, they're hovering a ship assist, it's one of the 2 turn ones, yada yada yada. Now I like this use of the displacement beam. Get Beatrice in the Zax phase. Beatrice is not going to keep up with him too well. Ooh, the Vortex also works here. Oh, this is so good. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is so good. What Eskel is doing is they use the Vortex beam to put the Zax into a corner, and that crit's gonna hurt a lot. Put the Vortex, get Zax into a corner, and then, oh, this is so insane. What an insane play from Eskel. So they backed up Zax into a corner. Then they use the displacer, so Beatrice puts him right there, right up next to him. And then he also put the the Torian behind the Beatrice, because when Zax hits them, you push back that enemy. So then Eskel put the Torian to make sure if the Zax was going to hit the Beatrice with his attack, he would push him into the Torian. I think that play could have been the one thing that could happen that resolves that is what we saw, Richard using a gravity disc, but that means Richard just had to burn 2 of his stored cinder. So now he only has 4 cinder, limiting the capabilities on this turn. So that play not only backed him up into a corner, into a really bad spot, the play also forced Richard to burn through 2 cinder, if not 3, for the sleeper mine. Man, that was so cool. Now the the other sad part about this is, I don't think that Beatrice is getting close ever again. Well, wait, we could have a grab this play from Eskel as well. Alrighty. So still getting them boxed up here. Keeping the Zax in that corner. Putting on the pressure here we see from Eskel. But the Torian's going to make these shots less accurate as well. Like, I think, yeah, 42%, 24% shooting through those bodies. A little bit of an opening to take that pot shot there. I'd like to see the Broken Vengeance. Well, I guess putting him over there is fine too. Because you know when Torian is one of the known counters to Broken Vengeance. You have the Vortex and the Displacer coming up here. And the reason Torian counters Broken Vengeance is Torian kind of take that pot shot, and there's that 60% chance that the Broken Vengeance is going to miss the return shot. So you kind of, where those trades where Broken Vengeance is going to go back and forth with a melee unit, not going to happen so often. Yo! The paint job appreciation from Eskel, though. I like that. That little snowflake. Great paint job, Richard. Alrighty. Oh, the Broken Vengeance v. Broken Vengeance. I think my favorite Broken Vengeance line is where he just goes, Broken Vengeance. So stupid. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Eskel, click something! Eskel, click something! It thinks you're AFK! Trying to take the pick on this Torian. So this has been a pretty good recovery from Richard after that. It pulled them away, forced them out. But man, just that first, he's still been trying to recover from that first setup that we saw out of Eskel, where they put the Zax into a corner and just it's back and forth here. And now that my food's done, I can watch the game entirely. Woo! That crit was enormous! What have we got here? That crit was so freaking huge! And the playing so that the Broken Vengeance only takes one shot. Torian is out of there, and now it is Eskel who's in the tough spot here because the board that he's developed has been reduced to just him and a Beatrice. He took the chance to push through, but oh my gosh, that crit killing the Torian. I think he had 3 health left. Oh my gosh. And the amplifier beetle. What a turnaround from Richard, baiting him into this corner here. I would have liked to see the beetle dropped before the Zax took the shot at the Torian, because then he wouldn't have needed a crit to take that W there, to take that kill here. But Eskel's now forced into this corner that Richard played him into, and got to find a way out. No vortex, no displacer beam to kind of move farther than your movement allows you to. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so tough. Not unwinnable for Eskel, but very tough. He has a couple options. Back out, try and reset your board, or push the issue and use all that early damage you put onto the enemy's axe to try and force them into play. Like, just kind of try and burst them down while you have the chance. Trust that whatever you have on your bridge is going to be able to finish him off. He needs to be able to do 9 damage in 2 turns if he takes that rep, because if he backs out, he's just going to get chased down by the Zax and the Broken Vengeance with the his own crit! The Pyro? Pyro will do 3 damage. If he gets Pyro and Maximus out, okay. This is huge. And the mine to stop the Broken Vengeance from getting... Alrighty. Eskel's putting all his money onto this play here. Going all in here, knowing that he... It is just today, Godspeed. This one's just today, just a group stage into a double Elim bracket. I have bigger plans for something next month. Stay tuned for that. But in this game here, that mine is so huge to try and keep the Broken Vengeance out, but I think Broken Vengeance still has enough movement to get an angle. And but Eskel's dropped everything on the board here, because now what he's created is a situation where Richard has to make decisions. Richard has to decide, what is he focusing? Is he focusing the crew that could easily kill and finish off? Oh my goodness! Or he just has a huge crit. But, okay, Amplifier Beetle did not hit Eskel. Broken Vengeance wasted his shot on the Maximus, and it looks like they're putting the shots under the into the Torian's not going to hit. They misplayed it. Oh my gosh! The Plink finishes it. Oh man! However, this could be a really good play from Eskel, because what we have seen Richard just do is push himself into a corner. He has split himself away from his team. So Eskel with the Vortex and the Displacer could pull all 3, Amplifier, Broken Vengeance, and Torian, up and away from Richard, and then force him down with 2 other units. And then he also has the Displacer, so he could really push them away and cause some separation here. And the fact that Richard had to back up, and they didn't get any shots in onto the Zax is huge for Eskel here. Because Eskel still has, it takes 2 turns without crits, and we've seen Richard have some nutty crits. Oh my gosh! Eskel just has to hit him once. Eskel forced the issue. He can't kill you on this. 4, 8. He can do 12 damage. He can't crit you twice in 1 turn. Oh, he has a Deadeye. He's going for the Deadeye Amplifier. Oh, I didn't even see that angle of getting the mine in, and the... Oh my gosh. What does Richard do? He could do, without crits, he could do 13 damage to Eskel. Rickety is going to make sure this game ends on the next turn if these 2 shots from... He needs to hit 2 shots. Eskel's has to hit 2 shots to end this game, because the moment all these units come in with that amplifier onto Eskel, that's it. I would have loved to see Eskel move a little bit more aggressively forward towards Richard Zax there, knowing that without crits, Richard can't kill him. and put the Deadeye up in this left corner. So then there was nothing that Richard could do to avoid getting shot from both sides and having a good angle for these shots. But now it's all on this miss percentage coming out of Eskel here. Allowed Richard to have a spot where he's gonna, but he does have the grab disc. Grab disc he can use the grab disc to pull Richard out to a better spot, or pull his own people into a better spot. He needs to hit these 2 shots and needs to set up these 2 shots super well. Otherwise, that is probably game. The Torian nearby is huge. Probably use the grab disc to separate the Torian. Or does he play it slow? Picking things off one at a time. Does he go for the kill? He's going to have to grab disc the Torian away. This is so intense here. I think the misplay from Eskel was not pushing forward with his Zax to guarantee that Richard could not back up here into a spot where he's going to have low accuracy shots. I think that was a big misplay from Eskel, but they could still move the Torian away. They don't get that 40% accuracy reduction. He's got to take the shots. He's got to make a decision quick. There. Oh, that grab disc is perfect. Oh, you had it. There it is. Takes the grab disc. He's going to have to take the shots here. You're running out of time. Release Ozos. 77% chance. Misses. But does he crit? Oh my gosh, it's tragic. Oh, again, I do think this could have been mitigated if he moved forward on the previous turn. I know I keep harping on that. But if Eskel had moved forward on that previous turn and put the Deadeye in this left corner, there would have been nowhere for Richard to go. Eat the damage, know that he needs crits to win. But now, it's game. Really close one. Yeah, really close game there. Couple of tense. I mean, really close one. Great job from both players here, but this is best of 2. So with that win, you know, as the players get set up for the next one. Let's look here. Oh wait. Wait, may be a misunderstanding here. Give me 1 second, resolving something here. Alright, we see. And Witcher to Ode, AirsickLowlander, Jotter, and Slippy Nomad went 1-1. No, to no surprise to anyone. We do see Witcher came out as the first seed from their group. Okay, so with Pope and DARPA and Taberna, they made that mistake that I know we all have. Taberna went into a public game instead of hitting private. I know I've made that mistake a lot. They will be playing their second game against each other after the round 3 matches, is what I've decided. It is an honest mistake. Pope understands. No hard feelings. It is how it goes, so I'm going to reopen that. Yep. Alrighty, so good news is we get to Popa Darp and Taberna are going to get to play their second game. The bad news is we will not be watching that second game because we got other matches to watch here. I'm going to be... Yeah, so really glad to see that did not go the way that it could have. And I do want to get Parallel versus Jotter, so I'm going to call that here. Alrighty. So, let's get the score updated here. Sorry, I am TOing and streaming at the same time. I think I'm going to start looking to get some folks to help with the running of the tournament next time here. So I'm not pulling double duty. I know I have some people who offered, and I appreciate that. So, so here's the thing. If Eskel gets 2-0'd by Richard, Eskel has to play a best-of-1 tiebreaker against Manflesh. If Eskel wins this game, Eskel comes out of this as the second seed. Now, going into the bracket we have here, the final stage, bracket stage, you are looking at first seed from a group goes into the winner's bracket. Richard has guaranteed that they are going into the winner's side bracket of the double elimination bracket. Eskel is playing for a spot in the lower bracket where they come in counting as they had one. Counting as if they had one loss. So that means Richard has 2 lives in the double elim bracket, basically, where it goes to best of 3, and Eskel will have 1. So this match has pretty big implications here. And then let's see here, and we looking at Group C. Yeah, Group C kind of up in the air a little bit, and then Group D's got a bit of slobber knocker. Oh man, I want to get that Group D matchup there. All right. So, let's get to this game at hand here. TO stuff finished. Let's get this exciting game 2 here. Eskel. So, Manflesh Tarkov. That is Manflesh. Hello. We do not have a spectator mode yet. It is early access. I know spectator mode is on their list of things to do, I believe, from the Nult. So we do not have a spectator mode yet. So what this is happening is we get a Discord stream from one of the 2 competitors, and they deafen. They both will deafen in the Discord stream for competitive integrity, and voila. And I also occasionally check over here and be like, anybody watching the stream? And if I don't see their name, we're good. But yeah, even if it is your point of view I'm streaming, please do not be on Twitch as well, just to kind of keep things kosher. We don't want this to be rough here. But now Eskel, similar start to last time, backing Richard 420 into a corner. We do see that the Rickety Backfire probably gonna die here. So I would assume Rickety is just gonna be used to do 6 clean damage onto either the Broken Vengeance or the Blindsider. Blindsider dropping 4 damage. It's a good rush unit here. Stowaway in the works for Eskel. Alrighty, so Richard, we're on turn 4. Richard hasn't revealed any of their assists, so that could be pretty dangerous. If I am Eskel, I'm looking to either take out Broken Vengeance or the Blindsider with this turn. Your Rickety Backfire could take out either of them, especially Broken Vengeance with a shot from the Zax, but a Blindsider left for too long could be a problem. Oh, I see what he's going to go for, though. Use the Grab Disc to get Broken Vengeance in the AoE. Maybe. Or, here's what I would do, because I'm an aggressive, freaking aggressive player. Personally, Grab Disc Richard forward, or no, actually move Rickety Backfire towards the Zax, Grab Disc them together, have that Zax take 6 damage, and then 2 from your Zax, and then 2 from the Deadeye. That's 10 damage, putting Richard at 1 health, and you just have to hit a pot shot to win the game. Personal preference, to be fair, but like I think one of the key skills of this game is to see when and where do you have a chance to really go aggro and make that damage. Because like if that Rickety had done that to the enemy Zax, you take your 2 pot shots from your Deadeye and your Zax. Richard is in a tight spot, even tighter than what he's in now, because he'd be at 1 health. Again, that's a personal play choice. It's just, I think a key component of this game is seeing the angle of when you could go for the kill. And we saw Richard do that, Eskel do that a couple times in the previous match. Richard just had a really good recovery. And that's the thing. We saw Richard knows how to recover and recover well, taking a victory. So it's definitely something you need to take into account. If there's the Orbital Strike, and that's the other thing. Turn 4, he could have had Orbital Strike, Corrosive Particles, or nonsense like that. We'll see if Eskel comes to regret not going in hard for the kill here. Richard has basically tied up the board state, got to drop their own unit, and it is a Shrapnel. And the Stasis Field onto Zax. Oh, I don't want to harp on it too much, but imagine if Eskel had gone in so hard there, they put the Zax to 1 health. Then they just would need a pot shot here. Now, it's an even game. This is a completely even game. Well, another excellent recovery from Richard as well. Saw the situation, used that Orbital Strike, picked off the Deadeye, separate themselves from Beatrice, drop the Shrapnel, so we have Shrapnel v Beatrice on the top side. That's funny. And then stunning the Zax, so no Grab Disc, no nothing. All that Eskel can do on this turn is take a shot with the Beatrice at the Shrapnel and plop some of his crew on the board. As for the 1 unit bench, that would be interesting. It would. Something to consider. So this is the experiment series. I'm experimenting different formats. I could say it's not next week. I'm out of town next week. But the week after, I'm going to be hosting a tournament that'll be a full Swiss bracket. Everyone in one big Swiss, 7-round Swiss. Maybe with a bracket at the end. Like a top 4 single elim thing at the end. But that is my plan for next week. So I could see a bench being interesting for that. But does it go against... Yeah. Does it go inside the sideboard like that go against the spirit of the game? Oh, man. That miss could be pretty huge. Beatrice, I think, is pretty close to range. He's got to put a lot of damage and somehow survive this next turn. Richard contemplating, thinking, how to close this out. Oh man, that Pyro is going to be super huge. We see a Maximus and a Broken Vengeance. There is plenty of damage for lethal here on the board for Richard. Eskel's in a tough spot. They do have the grab disc for that extra mobility. Maybe a sleeper mine. He's caught in the middle of the board. Not too much cover between him and Richard's pieces. All right, grab just the pyro away, get the guaranteed damage out. That's 3 damage off the board. Use the Beatrice to keep poking at the shrapnel, take your pot shot, and what do they do next? You could kill the Broken Vengeance on this turn. Opting to go for the kill here. Take a pot shot, drop your own Vengeance. Medical recall that, and dropping the Maximus. Banking on a miss here, or no crits. We've seen some crit. Yeah. This comes down to, will Richard crit? And can the Pyro take the shot? Pyro cannot take the shot, otherwise Richard would have moved it. Do any of these crit? If a single one of these crits, Eskel loses. That grab disc on the Pyro was insanely... Oh, he has the damage. He has the reach. And that's the game going into Richard's favor. Oh, really good game again. Richard recovering nicely. Excellent comeback. Again, true, he can't just grab the Pyro back too. I would have liked to have seen Eskel go for the kill a little sooner when we saw that he had the Rickety there. He could have grabbed this Rickety a little bit closer, maybe even grab both Rickety and... I don't know the movement range of Rickety in that moment. Maybe Rickety could have made that there, but if he could have gotten Rickety doing damage to the Zax, heck, even if it was just 3 damage from Rickety onto the Zax, that game looks a little different, I think, because then Richard also has to play from the back foot being that low. But then again, Richard, great recovery, used that orbital strike well, took out the Deadeye, took out the pieces he needed to take out, and moved away from the Beatrice to where they were a non-factor. And taking the win, so 2-0 for Richard. That means we will